Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included. In the previous episode, Liam got himself finally a little bit more comfortable and we also started to divide the base up into several bits. On the top here we are now basically ready to take everything apart and it is exactly cycle 1000. This is how long we survived thus far. I did take myself the time to do everything properly and I also proved you don't have to hurry with everything, it's better to get yourself sustainable and then the game becomes much less stressful. In celebration of cycle 1000, I believe we're gonna use the neural vacillator with Liam here. So let's freaking do this. Assign him and he's gonna get there and hopefully get a nice treatment. Oh yes, if he's gonna get the diver's lung, I'm gonna scream in pleasure. It does look a little bit painful. Oh, actually it is already completed, so we can complete the process. And there we go. What did we get? Sunny disposition trait. This duplicant has an unwaveringly positive outlook on life. Minus 20% stress per cycle. Liam is gonna be totally fine. I would have preferred diver's lung, so we can live a little bit longer on the slime. I mean, eventually we'll have to change that. But yeah, seeing that we still have tons and tons of oxygen here, I'm gonna go ahead, set up a bunch of deodorizers, make sure they are also powered, and then we're gonna reinitialize the setup we had previously with the gas pump. So about right here, we want to set that up with a bunch of pipes going through here, connecting with this guy. Now, let's see, we might want to use a bridge just to make sure gas flows in the right direction. And actually, maybe right here, I want to make sure we also check for the gases and release the wrong ones. Looks like I still don't have enough materials. We need to craft some more cobalt. So another 20 or so crafts of that and we should be good to build the small stuff. But yeah, we want a gas pipe element sensor together with a NOT gate. You know, just the usual setup. We had some cabling there and there. Good, now we're just missing the vent. Right now we're extremely dependent on the solar panels and by now obviously they cannot keep up. We need at least 3 more or so. Yeah, Liam now has a whole bunch of work to do and as soon as he started up here we will be able to send back materials. So we're gonna need coal especially and then building materials for everything we need to acquire at the bottom. Obviously soon enough we now want to tap into all the oil deposits and we want to grab all the fossils, get into steel production heavily, and parallel to that we're probably gonna try and establish the third planetoid as well. And just look at Liam, he's going nuts on the rock crusher. I really like this dude. Liam definitely has to hurry up a little bit. I think we're getting low on food at this point, or at least on food that isn't stale. So I'm gonna do everything possible to actually heat this up to at least 10 degrees, this environment. Maybe we can help out rebuilding a couple of these tiles as well. And then I'm just hoping the cooking is also gonna help. But we never know. Thankfully now we have some fresh food. Looks like the situation here needs to be regulated even better. If we set up a bridge here as well, then it should be clear where the oxygen needs to flow. But like this, the pump actually got stuck. By the way, if the material already has a low enough temperature, the tiles get built at 15 degrees and not 45. That is also something I did not know until I actually observed it. To further improve Liam's morale, even though we don't really need it, we can upgrade this to a Great Hall. And we're gonna do this with some arrow pods, I think. Yeah, why not? We can have like 3 arrow pods here. I don't even know. I think we're just gonna do 1 for now. Actually, power-wise, that doesn't make sense because we're just pumping the oxygen from the base into the base again. It would make more sense for it to first go into the atmosuit docks and then whatever we need inside the base we are already producing with the diffuser, even though, yeah, it's not optimal here. I think I'm just gonna get rid of the neural vacillator so we can have a little bit more space and make this properly. But for now, that shall do the trick and we're not gonna unnecessarily waste the power with the gas pump. I mean, these guys take 240 watts. Yeah, that was actually one of our problems. Now we can properly charge this up again, the battery system. No. Jeez, I need to check what I'm building things out of. I used freaking steel wires even though I have cobalt. That's what we want. You know, I think I'm already gonna build my aqua tuner so I don't keep wasting my steel on other things. Do I still have enough? Yeah, somewhere there is steel, like in a cable. 1 or 2 of these cables are made out of steel and it's gonna bother me until I figured it out. Oh, right there. Look at that. What a bunch of bastards. We're gonna exchange these with cobalt. Looks like I should have checked back on the main planetoid a little bit better. Oh no, we have a real crisis going on. Nobody is able to actually take a breather because my oxygen system stopped powering itself. It has been working for I don't know how many hundreds of cycles, and now suddenly it decided it did not have enough hydrogen. Like, this is very interesting to see. I don't know how this is even possible and how are we gonna get out of this situation. We might want to set up somewhat of an emergency build here. With a simple power transformer, we're gonna hop over here with a bridge, connect that and connect you. Okay. And now we want to make sure all of this is built very quickly. At the moment, I believe we might even have people suffocating. Yeah, look at that. Come on, guys, you can do this. You can save yourselves. There it is. Oxygen system is back up and running. I will have to really observe this. I mean, I don't even know how this could happen, especially with the backed up hydrogen we already had. So I'm guessing we can take this off. I'm gonna make some type of an automation in the future. So in the rare occasions this actually still happens, we have a backup plan. Like, it cannot be that I have to realize this myself. I mean, we can always have an Atmos sensor here to check things out. So it's a good thing it actually happened, because the next time we build this in a more permanent spot, we will be able to implement some automation that prevents this from happening. In the meantime, Liam is doing the good deed. How are we doing on power? Not good. This is going to be another horrible night, and we are actually losing calories at a dramatic rate this way. Also, I noticed we ran out of slime. We still have a little bit of algae left, but we definitely want to sort out this situation today. Like, I already prioritized the building up here, so we can finally get to collect the interplanetary payloads. But yeah, the fact we're using transit tubes instead of a liquid lock, of course, isn't helping the situation. Okay, looks like we still don't have any oxygen in here. Actually, some is just incoming. Thank you, canister emptier. But yeah, the way I set this up, the suits are actually filled up first. So they will have to be a little bit patient. Yeah, I mean, that is usually what happens. The hydrogen is just backing up. Oh well, what can I say? Hopefully nobody is gonna suffocate. Oh geez, let's check out the food situation here. Ah, that's what I wanted to see. Liam is cooking some. Good job, good job. We are at 6 degrees in this room by now. Just need to heat this up 4 more degrees and we can move our farm. Yeah, I think we just have to be patient enough with Liam. He's not doing things the most efficient way. Part of the problem, it is still kind of chaotic. Not much is automated yet. And then there are the monumental power issues. I think that's what we have to solve first, because that makes our food degrade at a much higher rate. I say we now speed up the process outside, and this is going to allow us to get access to the payloads, which in turn will allow us to build 1 or 2 more solar panels. That should get us out of the biggest heap here, and we can accumulate a full battery charge once again. I know, I was kind of hoping this guy would fall with it, but what you gonna do? I guess... yeah, that's kind of a shame how that went. Jesus, and what's happening? Starvation. Gossman, what are you even talking about? No. Okay, I was worried everything is stale, but what are you talking about? Holding breath? Starving? What's the matter with you guys? Why are you starving? That doesn't make sense. Gossman, you are allowed to eat the food we have available. Wow, what is even happening? Ah, there, he took some food. And he's eating it. Okay. What's happening? My base is falling apart. Yeah, it's gonna take a really long time to recover from this. But that's okay. My guys here did not have anything to worry about for a very long time. I mean, geez, look at how much I neglected this base. I feel ashamed and a little bit of excitement. Another cycle passed and we have achieved absolutely nothing. Thank you, Liam. I'm now emptying this payload manually to get the 200 kilograms necessary for another solar panel. And even then, I think we need a little bit more battery power, so I rather exchange one of my coal generators with another battery. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna exchange both coal generators that we lowered a little bit, and we're gonna exchange them with batteries. We're only gonna keep one coal generator as a backup plan. It's kind of as good as 2 solar panels, and it can run during the night. So I guess we can also fix the cabling here and we will be able to make this even, so at least it looks a little bit more decent. Nice, looks like we can continue taking things apart here. I want to see all of this gone and opened up. And of course, another solar panel. Yes. I wonder, is Joya seed actually something you can only get from the printing pod, or will I be able to find that on another planetoid? Let me know, because I still have 0 and I almost caught myself accepting it. Yeah, check this out. We actually managed to fill up the batteries completely by the end of the day, and they probably will be used up over the course of the night. Liam is using the telephone every night, makes him happy, and it fools him into being happier staying here. There we go, another battery, and the colors must be so triggering to you. Don't you worry, the final setup is gonna be a little friendlier to the eyes. Though this entire base does look dramatic with the blue and yellow. And Liam is now finally doing what I wanted to do since the beginning of the episode, and that is taking the outside apart here. And then I would like them to sweep up the interplanetary payloads, but why are you not doing that? It says, okay, current errand. I was just being impatient. And there we go, payload opener is doing its thing, and then we should have the auto sweeper not doing anything. Wait. Of course, the auto sweeper is only for the new payload, so we don't have to manually bring them into the unloader. But what I wanted to see is this right here, and because we have this submerged somewhat, nothing is able to actually off-gas. Well, except of course inside the base here, this should be filled with water, but it froze over. Eventually it's gonna melt again. This feels so much better, so much more efficient, and Liam even learned another skill point. Great, you actually deserved pooping and eating this time around. Alrighty, here we go, a couple of cycles later, and as you can see, we've made some substantial progress. Liam is now actually doing much better than previously, and we also started to dig around the terrain on the upper side. Right now, it looks like we can still survive a couple of cycles on what we actually have here on the outside in terms of oxygen. And then something else I ended up doing is placing a space heater because, well, it was kind of cheesy deconstructing and rebuilding the tiles all the time to, you know, delete chill or heat. So together with a thermosensor, let's set this to 15 degrees. It's always going to be turned on unless we have 15 degrees in this room. So right now this is already getting much better, and soon enough our bog buckets will be able to grow in some suitable environment. I also changed the delivery here on the main planetoid. If we have a look upstairs, this is now being filled up with slime, at least it should be. And of course I totally forgot, I should go down here and make sure this is going through there and in here. Yeah, that will make much more sense and will ensure we have as little slime off-gassing as possible. I totally forgot about that. A very much needed change, I would say, but still, we do not get any germs except here inside of the hydrogen. It's already minus 50 degrees again. Jeez, this is going so quickly, but I'm still crafting stuff here in the metal refinery, so we should be fine. And look at that, the biome is now slowly but surely heating up thanks to the metal refinery cooling system. Anyways, let's check back on the planetoid. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We are almost done here with the chlorine vent. So what we probably want to do is encase this in some way or the other. For instance, like this. Is it dormant at the moment? No. However, it is only expelling chlorine at 60 degrees, and since we are just in space, I think I can leave this open and kind of deal with the vent first and then enclose it. Also, something you said I should check just to be sure we haven't missed anything. If we check here, then we can see all the vents and geysers. And yes, indeed, we have sulfur, carbon dioxide, chlorine, volcano. I mean, the only useful thing really is the oil reservoir and maybe the minor volcano in terms of getting power. There we go. That is much better. Now, the only tile that is off-gassing is the tile right here. So there's one single tile, and even that we could prevent from off-gassing by submerging this in a tiny amount of water. But I think like this, it's not going to be that bad. And now we are sending over the entirety of our slime reservoirs in order to process that. And let's see, right now it should be hot enough. So, it's the irrigation this time around. Okay, let me see. What's the matter? This thing isn't running here. Now the slime is being delivered. Good. Okay, but generally that could be a problem. You know, we cannot really supply enough polluted water to sustain this, really. As a matter of fact, I want to be exactly sure. So I'm going to cut this off the overflow, and we're just going to wait and see if some of the polluted water is clogging up due to the algae distiller. But yeah, we already know we're not going to be able to provide enough sustainability to do this with the slime forever. This is a real shame, so I believe in the end I'm actually gonna automatically send over some food. So we're gonna get rid of this kitchen altogether, including the farm, and we're just gonna do a storage for the food in a way so that it doesn't spoil. And we can make some type of an automatic system, so we actually send over the food as soon as we need some, and it's going to be distributed here into the base. It is a pity because Liam here does not have enough to do once he has himself established in the world. I mean, the only thing he really needs doing is emptying the oil wells whenever they are overpressured, and then maybe take care of a couple of contraptions or stuff like the water sieve, but everything else will be gone. Anyways, with Liam, I'm gonna keep on digging away this part here, and then we also want to start working on the bottom. So no matter what happens today, I at least want to make my way down, explore the biome a little bit, figure out just how many oil deposits we can tap into, whether or not there are some zombie spores as well. And so I would say we're gonna start taking care of world exploration in this direction. We're just gonna dig over slightly, check out what we can find here, then maybe we go down as well. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, of course we got the power situation sorted out with the additional batteries and also the additional solar panels. We now can go through the entirety of the day without losing any. And we have just a little bit of backup coal in case we actually do require it. But look at that, the night is already halfway over and we still have over 3/4 of the battery charge inside. Another tip you gave me that I kind of wanted to test out, let me see, I need a weight plate I can find here. Let's build that out of cobalt, and I want to have it in the spot where my duplicant is working at. You always have to check when they actually start the animation, because the animation itself isn't necessarily on the tile, it would seem. But this time around, I believe, since there are only 3 tiles, they are cooking here in the center. So if I deconstruct this tile and replace it with a wayplate, we should be able to detect somewhat more elegantly whether or not there is a duplicant on it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let me grab my wayplate again, and we're gonna replace this tile. And we can also see my bog buckets are finally growing. This is good. Ah, look at that. We are truly accumulating a little bit of polluted water. That is at least when the algae distiller is running all the time. So technically the water that I'm dumping right here, we can then pump up again. I mean, it's not all lost, but what I cannot have is this actually backing up for real. Yeah, there's my weight plate. So on top we would have our lights, and then we can simply take some cabling and bring this upstairs. Unfortunately, I cannot go straight through. That's fine. I just want to know whether or not this is actually working. Let's say we just set this to above 1 kilogram, so as soon as a duplicant stands on it, it should be functional. Finally, this is what I wanted to see. It was much better to use the space heater, just throw power at your problems, you know, and that's gonna make things so much easier. Yeah, honestly, this is a huge shame. I need to find a more elegant solution to actually get rid of the overflow of water, because right now I have to babysit it in extreme manners, so maybe it would be wiser to just bypass it here, let it drop down, and then use a pump to supply the farms. I think that would make things a lot easier. Anyways, I think we can now also take apart most of the farms here at the bottom. I'm just gonna keep one more in order to have 4 farms. And this is also gonna give us some more time to work on other things. I don't know, what is he gonna do now? Supplying critical materials. Oh no, don't tell me you go all the way back to the base just to fill up the oxygen diffuser. Yeah, that was it. Oh man, jeez, these priorities, they drive me insane. We need an auto sweeper here, that just makes much more sense, but because of priority 6 and it was a little bit higher than that, Liam decided to become utterly inefficient. That is always a little bit of a pity, I have to say. But yeah, looks like we have another huge ice biome with lots and lots of wheatworts. This is actually really great. That means we can have a wheatwort set up like on every planetoid, if we really wanted to. But I want to see, is there going to be some more oil biome beyond this abyssalite? Let me see. Lead, yeah, okay, there's some lead. This is also oil biome, so the entire bottom of the map here is going to be a huge oil biome, and I suspect we find at least 5 oil wells. Maybe that is something we should look into. Did I already unlock this? I don't even know. Oil well. Yes, indeed, I unlocked it. I just have to find it then. Is it plumbing? Is it it's utilities? How does that not go into refinement, for instance? Ah, okay, I guess we're just taking it out. We're not really refining it. But yeah, an oil well is going to require 1 kilogram of water per second. Assuming we have at least 5 oil wells, that means 5 kilograms per second. If we make use of the payload opener system, we could store 200 kilograms in one capsule. Yeah, so mathematically, it's not going to be a problem to provide enough water to this planetoid. We just have to think about whether we do it with the payload opener or a rocket program. But I believe this is going to be such a regular thing. We could either go with carbon dioxide engines. That means we also need a carbon dioxide production system here, which we already have available with the carbon dioxide vent. So technically we could fill up a carbon dioxide rocket, bring a liquid module here, unload it, and then we can use the carbon dioxide vent to refuel the rocket. That is also a possibility. I just noticed that we do not have enough water anymore. This is a slight problem. Let me think. Look at this. I actually hooked it up, but I totally did not build this tile here. Man, this was so important, and I did not realize that for cycles again. And look at that. What is the result? Once again, no more oxygen. What is even happening? My duplicants must think so little of me. Somebody please build this pipe. This pipe literally stands between you and survival. There it is. So now we can also finally pump the water out, and it will go into the oxygen system, and it will also go here. Actually, we don't really need that anymore, right? Instead, what we should be doing is divide this up here, and we go straight up, connect these together, and then all the piping here can go, and we will still be providing water to the also necessary farm. Okay, good. There goes the oxygen system again. That can function. And we are once again pumping oxygen. Jeez. And then, as we can see, this is also going into the other direction. We'll be providing the farms. And now we definitely should have enough. With this new system, it's not going to happen anymore. It only happened because, of course, we ran out of water here. But my new system, as you know, is actually letting me know every 10% if we are on a decline or incline. Good, but I would say with that out of the way, we're going to wrap up today's episode. I'm going to be working a little bit more on this. I want to make sure we dig away the entirety of the upper portion here. I'm also going to finish the division line here, and then the next time we will be able to tap into the oil biome. So as a last measure for today, I'm actually going to make my way down here. I think we're going to make the ladder shaft a little bit bigger and also build the ladders out of granite, since this is a material that is right there. And if we make our way down here, we should be able to reveal a large portion of the oil biome. Yeah, there we go. This is actually the confirmed oil biome. We still have another biome here. Is this a hotter one? No, everything is so cold here. Anyways, Liam is now making his way down in record time. I'm so happy when they actually are being efficient. It's kind of incredible how much more you can cram into a cycle, being efficient contrary to being not. Here we go, the beginning of the oil biome revealed, and look at that, we are actually quite unlucky here. Yeah, if we're not careful, this is gonna be our downfall. Like, the zombie spores are the worst germs possible. Just look at that nasty stuff. If a duplicant actually contracts the zombie disease, they will be reduced by -18 in every attribute, including athletics, basically giving them a minus athletic skill so they cannot walk. They are so slow, it takes them like a cycle to only walk a couple of tiles. It is quite a funny thing to see, but not recommended. Here we have our first oil reservoir. Yeah, I feel like definitely the next time we should be ready to start tapping into the oil deposits and make the best out of it. But with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.